Dark Souls. Some would say the mother of all hard action RPGs. Punishing, frustrating, and relentless. Hell, the tagline even says, "Prepare to die." Only that's not true. I'm here to tell you that everybody can play this game. Everybody can enjoy it, and everybody can beat it. As long as you follow these 3 hints that I'm going to give you on the basics of Dark Souls, you will be more than prepared to overcome the challenges the game presents you with.
Is your fate.
Number 1. The basics of melee combat. The tutorial area in Dark Souls is designed to give you an understanding of the unique way you control your character. There are a few things to keep in mind when engaging in a fight. Your stamina bar determines how you fight. Whenever you swing your weapon, whenever you dodge or block, your stamina depletes slightly. When you lose all your stamina, your character is vulnerable and may be stunned by enemy attacks. It replenishes quickly, however, when you lower your shield. This can take some getting used to. Take as much time as is needed to get a feel for the stamina bar. By the way, after the tutorial you can increase your stamina by leveling up your endurance. Next, early on the game will show you how to lock onto enemies by clicking the right thumbstick. Your vision then is centered on that enemy's center of mass. This can be useful either when attacking, so you know where to swing, or backing off while keeping your shield up. However, sometimes locking onto an enemy can be a problem. Some enemies, for instance, are so big that they can fill up the whole screen when you get close to them. If you stay locked on, you might get disoriented. These same enemies might even have a weak spot somewhere on their body that you won't be able to target unless you stop locking on. Also, if you're around environmental hazards like cliffs, when an enemy moves unpredictably and you're locked on, you're in danger of falling to your death. Many a Dark Souls player can tell you a thing or two about that. Generally speaking, when trying to figure out enemy attack patterns, locking on is the right course of action. However, if you're having trouble, at least consider releasing that lock and fighting without it. So after you've figured out your enemy patterns and you're used to stamina management, you can then make decisions on the fly who to attack first, how to attack them, and which position to take before you attack. Number 2. The concept of humanity. At the beginning of the game, you are a hollow, an undead human who will come back to life even after death and is in danger of losing their sanity. However, you can temporarily reclaim your lost humanity at checkpoints. And here's how you do it. In the top left corner of the screen, there is a counter which indicates how many humanities you've accumulated. If you have at least one, you can rest at the checkpoint and select Reverse Hollowing. If your counter is 0, you can consume humanity items that you've found throughout the world. Find them in your inventory and use them, then go and Reverse Hollowing. As soon as you die though, you will become hollow once again. Now, why would you want to become human, except for the fact that now you don't look like beef jerky anymore? Especially considering the fact that humanity is a finite resource for most of the game. Well, as a human, you can summon help during boss fights, either NPCs or co-op players if you're playing the game online. But you can also be invaded by other players who might come into your world to kill you. Some of them are NPCs as well. There are some more minor benefits to being human that are not worth getting into right now. Ultimately, it's your choice. Being human is more risky, but it gives you some unique interactions and more insight into the story. Being hollow is more safe, but you'll have to go through the game on your own. And since you can only reverse hollowing at checkpoints, you'll have to decide before you get on your way. I should also mention that you can avoid multiplayer entirely by playing the game in offline mode. Like this, you will only get NPC invaders who will generally give you a much fairer fight. Number 3. Exploration and knowing where to go. A big part of Dark Souls is exploration. If you see something ahead of you but you don't know how to get to it, observe your surroundings. Usually, the level design will point you in the right direction. If you enter an area that seems way too difficult with enemies that seem way too strong, more often than not, it means you should just turn around and explore other areas first. After you get stronger, you can then return to that place you died so horribly at and deliver some payback. Even if there's an obstacle that seems impossible or unfair, sometimes you will find an item lying around that gives you an idea of what to do in its item description. Some NPCs in the world will also happily talk to you and give you tips on what to do. They, however, are a lot less reliable. Be careful, making friends or enemies will have lasting consequences. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it helps you along on your journey to conquering Dark Souls. It is a game that is very near and dear to me, and it deserves to be played by as many people as possible. And while you're here, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. Check out my other gaming content on the channel, and follow me on Twitter if you want to interact with me more directly at @Falmunction. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Take care.